lots of talk about updating the structure of American college soccer. I want to bring in an international flavor. We talk a lot about the domestic player and the influence that the internationals might have, but I wanted to get Munir's perspective and some stories on how his opportunity to come from France came about, to come play in Michigan, across the Midwest, and then be able to return as a pro. Munir, welcome on in, and thank you for joining us here on Morning Kickaround.
Thank you very much. Good morning, guys. I'm looking forward to talk to you about my experience.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that, Rob set it up very nicely, Munir. The question of what brings a French player to America, particularly to play college soccer before you even begin your professional career as a footballer.
Yeah, exactly. Rob said it well. I mean, in France, when you're young, you want to play professional, you are in the academy and everything. And then when you arrive at, let's say, 18, 19, you don't sign professional. But on the side, you want as well to have some stuff about school going on, to have a degree and stuff. I think that's what is very important about the US and that we don't have in France, is being able to do both. So that's the main reason why I came to the US, is to have the opportunity to keep playing in a great level and to have the opportunity to have a diploma as a security, let's say. So that's how I came to the US to play college.
Well, how did that specifically? How did you end up where you ended up, and what was that like for you in terms of the culture and the adaptation?
Yeah, no problem. I mean, so when I was in France, we have a famous agency that is in a partnership with the federation. And when you are in the academy, they come to you, they explain you what is college soccer, university, because at first you don't understand really what is it, It doesn't make sense to you because, like I said, in France, you don't have this,
Right.
You ask, but is university, is club, is school, And when I understand it well, in the same time, I had friends that went in the US that played NCAA first division, NCAA D1. So I said, okay, let's go. And I had a couple opportunity with D1 school, but with the COVID going on, it was really difficult time to come. And I had the chance to have one coach from Tiffin University that wanted to take me no matter what, no matter my English, no matter what. And yeah, when I came, I'm not gonna lie with the English. I remember I did one interview with Rob. My English wasn't that fluent. It was very difficult for me, the English part. But I liked it. I like the mentality. I like the fact that you can study and in the same time play sport in the same sport is really respected in the US and maybe a little bit less in France, So I really enjoyed it.
Thanks for relating that. And yes, your English is a million times better. It's been like 4 or 5 years now since we did that first interview. But I was curious, just for clarity, did you seek out that agency to learn about American college soccer, or did someone come find you out once you didn't sign that youth contract?
Yeah, no, they come while I'm in the academy, so they come, they present you, they explain you that it could be a possibility if in the next few years you get released from your academy, it could be a possibility to have both the school part and the football part. And when you are in academy, you see the first division of your club, you don't pay attention to what they are telling you. You are like, okay, maybe for some other people, but not for me, because me, I will sign professional, You are like this. But then when it's your turn to get released and you are in a, let's say, amateur club in France, you are thinking, why not? Because in the same time, I had the university in France. I had to run to go training. It was not like together, And that's why I was like, maybe going to the US makes sense, to go out of your comfort zone, to discover a new country, new culture. So I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it was the best and the biggest decision of my life to come to the US, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that opportunity for a player who's hitting that moment of decision, I imagine that's difficult to leave your culture. For you, a language barrier as well. But how did you find the football? How did you find the soccer when you got to the United States? And the standard, the training, a small college like Tiffin is that's a little different than D1, which you already mentioned. You might have had that opportunity.
Yes, to be honest, like I told you, like you said, I wanted a D1. So when a D2 came to me, I was like, D2 university, should I go and stuff like this? And at some point, it was COVID time. I said, you know what, let's go enjoy, and maybe it's my destiny, And because they were showing me a lot of interest, I went there, and like I said, it was the best decision of my life. Coach Rudy Brownwell, the assistant coach was Liam Davis, and everything was very good. I arrived, the locker room is clean, the facilities are amazing. We train early in the morning, so that could change from France very early, and it was springtime, so it was very cold. But I remember I was very surprised about how every player was commit, because in my head I was like, okay, they are students first, maybe, but they were very commit to the sport, to the team, and I really like this team bonding experience. Let's say, when you are in academy or a club in France, it's like a shark world. You have to play. It's you or the other guy. When
Yeah.
I arrived there, I found this brotherhood that I really, really liked it, and that stand out to me. And yes, training was hard, but training was good, and the level obviously was not as good as what I had in France, but it was not as bad as I thought, especially for a Division Two, because I mean everyone is there to compete. It's young. Everyone is between, let's say, 18, 22, 23 years old. They are ready to compete. It's different football, long throw. Yes,
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Munir. That was
no
great.
problem.
I was just curious. You're coming from France, and Rob sort of mentioned this as we set up this conversation, that the college game, as we talk about reforming it, as the federation looks to maybe make it more useful for players in this country, one of the elements that is become very true is it's very international. So you were representative of that wave of
Yes.
players coming from specifically Europe. How international was the team you played for at Tiffin? How many players were from somewhere else rather than America?
Very international. Like, I don't remember the number, but if I speak about the starting 11, I remember having just one American in the starting 11. Most of them were on the bench, and they were good when they were coming in. But yeah, the starting players was from Spain, from Brazil, from Argentina, from France, from the world basically. And I really liked it as well. The experience, the fact that they were coming from everywhere. Some African players, one guy from Japan, and we were all together, with the American guys as well. Like, we were a team. We didn't have like one group of American, one group of European, and one group of African. It was like all team bonding. I'm saying this because, for example, now where I'm playing in Cyprus, you have sometimes this kind of like local players together, international players together, and I feel like in the university it's kind of different. It's really like a team. But on your point about the international college, yes, it was very international, Tiffin.
I'm curious, this might be difficult from your perspective, but what were some of the things that edged the international players over the domestic players within your squad? Was there some sort of a piece of their game that wasn't there that is probably there in the international players?
Yeah, I mean, when like the type of player that was there. For example, myself, we had one player from Spain that was coming from Espanyol Barcelona Academy. One guy from Italia that was coming from an academy as well, around Milan. I don't remember exactly, but it's players that basically received maybe the best formation as a young football player. Then they don't sign professional, but they still have this quality that maybe the player that was from US didn't get, So, and I don't know, as a coach, when you have a lot of players and you have players that receive this kind of formation, maybe you trust them more easy. So I don't know. That's what I will think. But like I said, I was very surprised by the quality of some American players, because when you are in Europe, you heard like, okay, America is basketball, baseball, American football. First of all, they call it soccer, so you have all these things, and you arrive and you are like, but to be honest, I saw some very good players. I had one of my teammates in Tiffin. His name was Caleb Gibbons. He was an athlete. He was jumping higher than everybody, faster than everybody, and he could play other sports. That is something that is very different from France. In France, if you are good in football, you are only good in football. You cannot play basketball. You cannot play anything else. American guys, they are amazing in basketball, amazing in baseball, amazing in every sport. I don't know how you guys are doing this.
I think that's just I think about this a lot, Munir. That's just like, culturally, it's what you are given when you are the second you can do anything with a ball of any type, you're given that opportunity. I mean, I have a 4-year-old son, and obviously I love this game. I love our football and I want him to play, and he has balls all over the house, but he sees baseball on television and wants to play baseball. He's never going to play American football because I don't want him to run into people. But basketball and all these things, they're just, they're what we teach because it's part of our culture. And that's the case in France, right? The thing that is most important, unless you're Victor Wembanyama, you are going to be kicking a soccer ball.
Exactly. No, you said it better. I think it's culture. And in my time, I'm 26 years old now. Social media and stuff was less important than right now. What we had as a kid is take your bike, you go to the football field and you play. If the field is not available, you go to the grass and you put your coat, your coat on the side and you play just a game like this and you do this all day, So I think, like you said, it's culture.
So you started your journey. You were at a decisive moment when you're late teen years in France. You've come to Tiffin, then you played for a couple of different USL teams. Kind of what was that part of the journey coming from the United States, then trying to integrate into a professional career then?
Yes. One of the main reasons for me coming to the US was to find myself back, like I said, go out of my comfort zone. But I had dreams to make it professional there, because I saw some players that go there, play very good in college and then have opportunity with draft and all these things. So I was like, why not me? I will work and we will see. So even when I was playing USL2 at the time, it was very serious for me. Like I really wanted to play good and show my skills to some clubs around. So I remember playing for Oakland County. That was an amazing experience. I met some great people there, Luke, yourself, everyone. And then the next year I went to play for Little Rock Rangers. That was amazing as well. A lot of fans, big stadium. I really enjoyed it. And I think most of the year I played good, but I didn't stand out. I'm not a player that have a lot of statistics, goals and assists. So I didn't receive any message from club and stuff. And my last year with Stephen, we won the league, but then in playoff it was really complicated. So I was like, you know what? I will try to reach out to clubs, to agents, and see. And my agency found me a combine in San Jose Earthquakes. So I went there for a week to try out with the MLS Next team, I think. Yes. And then straight after, an agent found me a trial in Minnesota United. So I did this kind of 2 experiences. That was great. And to my point before, that's where I saw as well that American soccer has quality. Honestly, I was very surprised with the intensity of those players. So they were MLS Next players, very young, very athletic. But yeah, no opportunity. So I didn't have the chance to sign. And I came back to France. I took time to really analyze what I'm going to do and stuff. And I had this opportunity in Andorra, as you know, Rob. And I signed professional there. One great year then. That opened me a lot of opportunities in Europe. And I ended up in Cyprus. I signed in Cyprus last year. And this year I'm in Akrotiri, a very ambitious project where I'm very happy right now.
So, Cypriot football's having a moment too with the Champions League. Munir, let me ask you about the education part. Were you able to finish your degree while you were here?
Of course, that was very important as well. Even if, like I said, my main goal was the football, I think the school part was very, very important for me and my family. So yes, I had my master. I did an MBA in sport management. Wow. That I had and that I was very happy to do. It was great as well. So that's why I'm happy as well, because I have this on the side, whenever football will be finished, I know that I have that on the side that can help me to go to the next step of my life, So that was great as well. I'm thankful as well. I said it, but I'm thankful as well for the opportunity that Tiffin University give me. And the program is going very well right now, winning 4 in a row, 4 league in a row. So I'm very happy for them.
What a wonderful thing this sport is, to bring you from France to Ohio to Michigan to Kansas City to Andorra, and then where you are in Cyprus as a professional footballer. One of the stories from the interview we did 5 years ago about when I asked you the difference between French football and Americans, you were saying there's no ties in the United States, and it's always everyone's going for the goal no matter at what cost.
Exactly. That was I remember saying this, but that's true. That is one of the main difference. In the US, you don't want to hear about tie game. You go for the win. till the buzzer. You know, in French you don't have the buzzer beater. In college you have the minutes going on, and you know that two minutes left. Okay, let's do a long throw and try to hit it because they cannot come back. It's finished after. So this kind of things is different.
Well, Munir, thank you so much for sharing this experience. It's definitely great to hear this side of it. You don't necessarily hear the international perspectives in that kind of detail. And you've been kind enough to also bring along with you your teammate there
Yes.
in Cyprus, Kevin Oliveira, who had a professional experience over in the United States before joining you back. So you want to do the Sunday Night Football slide and bring Kevin in here?
No, first I want to thank you for bringing me there. It was my pleasure. Luke told me about your show. I looked and it's very great. So it was my pleasure to talk to you both. You are doing something good. And yes, I will give the headphones to Kevin. That is my teammate right now. Amazing guy, amazing player. So I'm looking forward to hear what he can tell you.
You'll have to share a link to your YouTube channel because Munir does a YouTube channel. So we'll put that in the description.
No problem.
There
is no problem.
And as these guys switch over, we're bringing in Kevin Oliveira, and Sporting KC and Atlanta United fans may know him. The name plate at the bottom is not correct there, but Kevin Oliveira, you came and played in the United States as well, so you have a slightly different experience than Munir before. So thank you for joining us here and kind of walk us through what the process was of coming into the United States soccer system.
You know, first of all, I appreciate you guys having me here. You know, Munir tell me about you guys, and I say, why not? You know.
Thank you for making some time for us, Kevin. We appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. You know, it was actually a very big experience. You know. Beside my formation in Benfica in Portugal, I signed my professional there as a 16, and then as 18 years old, I renewed my contract for next 5 years. And as a first professional, on the end, I was on loan to second division in Portugal before I joined to Swope Park. You know. I went there. I started to play in second division there. I wasn't playing much, and then came this opportunity to come to US. It was a big plan that was around me there. You know, Benfica ended up accepted with Sporting Kansas and Sporting Swope Park that was an affiliate of Sporting Kansas on that time. You know, they presented me the plan when I was still in Portugal, and actually I like it. You know, and it was one of my dreams to go to US many times, and I had the opportunity, and you know, I ended up enjoying them on that time.
So how did you find the game? How did you find the football when you arrived? Maybe you know, Munir was talking about being a young player in academy and coming to play college soccer, very different than being in a professional environment. And you had already had experience in an incredible place like Benfica. What did you make of it when you got here?
You know, it's different, like in Portugal. You know, but when I came to US, the professionalism was amazing. It was incredible what I see when I got there. I was very excited. You know, I came to Sporting or to Swope as a plan of a big talent to play, to try to play some games in the first year, and then to go back to Sporting Kansas. Actually, end up starting very well. You know, I get there was on February in Kansas, and I didn't know how to speak English at all.
Yeah.
But the head coach was Portuguese, and the second coach was one of the coach that I had in academy in Portugal in Benfica that make me go there, you know. And when I got there, I was very, you know, excited. It was very incredible, the facilities, the professionalism, and And what one of the things that was different there, it was like they tried to build you up physically very competitive, and that's one of the things that when I got there, I become more stronger, let's say physically, and they care about you, about everything, about what you eat, about your performance. Everything is a high level. And when I came to US, it's like it was like Portugal, Benfica is a big club, but in certain things when I got there, it's like they was one step ahead of, let's say, technology of media. Media stuff was already like let's say like one step ahead of everything that I have know in Portugal in professional stuff. And they started very in the very beginning of the and in sporting in the swap. I was very pleased to see like how they take care of the kids that come from the academy, how they try to build them up to be not just a soccer player, but as a man too, as a man too beside football. And I appreciate them. They take care of me very well when I was there. I start to go to the school to learn English. They provide like a teachers to teach me, and it was and you as a professional footballer, I think it was easy for me to to be around and um, to be around and to communicate. And in football, the body language is the most important thing, I think. you know um, and what I and one of the good things I've learned that is discipline is very important. The discipline and how to make you always reach your level, but not just your level, like your big level of in everything, physically, mentally. Um, it was a very, very good experience when I get there. And me, I didn't want, when I got there, I said, man, this is gonna be where I'm gonna be. I didn't, I wasn't thinking about anything else.
It sounds like a very positive experience. So you were in a very high level academy. You come to the United States, get a few years under your belt as a professional. And so when you go back overseas, back to Europe, how was your American experience viewed by your new teammates? And then what unique quality do you think that you got from your time in the United States?
I can say that it's very different. It's kind of different. It depends of the country that you are. In US, they take the professionalism very, very serious. Even in US, like you don't have this situation of a team go up or go down. But so in Europe, I think you have more pressure on that. In Europe is kind of different on this situation, because I think you have more pressure of the fans of in many teams that I came, like let's say in the situation that you are in a bottom of the table, and sometimes you have fans knocking on your door and what's going on. We need points. We need this one thing that I felt that was the difference of US and Europe. In terms of it's serious. Everybody wants to win. But it's one thing that I think will make it more competitive or more serious. That I think the teams, like they know that they can play all year and they're gonna steal on the league. They're gonna still be there. You understand? So it's one of the biggest difference of Europe and US.
Let me ask you a question. That promotion and
Yeah.
relegation is something we talk about a lot in American soccer. Whether it
Yeah,
should happen,
yeah.
it's going to happen
Yeah.
probably with some of the lower division teams. It's very different, obviously, than Europe,
Sure.
and we don't have to get into it. But Kevin, we also are talking about now Major League Soccer, and you were in MLS, you were with Swope Park,
Mhm.
affiliated with MLS, changing their calendar to be on the same calendar as most of Europe. So, you had come from a place in Portugal where the season begins at the end of summer and ends in early spring. Major League Soccer is talking about doing that. Do you think from your experience that would be better for American soccer?
Um, I I don't know about that because I don't know like why is it like that. I don't know if it's because of the weather or the um, but is what I can say. The most right now the Major League is one of the best, um, let's say, championship in the world. We have the best player there. We have because when I came there, like it was still like a league that players go to retire and everything. But when I got there was Pirlo, Lampard, and these kind of teams. But you see that US didn't let that happen. It was a lot of young players coming up, and they didn't. Uh, they wanted something else, and you could see that they wanted competition. They wanted to make it like one of the best major leagues. And in terms of changing that to be like Europe, I think it's a good option as well. It's a
Well,
good
so
option.
so the question, Kevin, really is about. I mean, there are many reasons why the league might change the calendar, but one thing we talk about a lot is through the summer, and you were in Kansas City,
Mm.
where it can be very cold in the winter, very cold. If you got there in February, you know this, but also very hot in the summer. It's hotter than certainly anybody in Europe normally plays. So is it better as a player to be playing in, you can't play on a frozen pitch, but you can play in cold. Is that better than playing in 100 degrees Fahrenheit when it's almost impossible to really play at the level you want?
It takes you a lot. It takes you a lot to play in one in a temperature like that. And I think for me, I would prefer to play in the cold than the hot.
Mhm.
Because for me will be the best situation. I think all the professional football players will prefer that as well. It takes you a lot of energy. The intensity is not the same. It's slow because you're tired. You lose a lot of. So for me, it will be one of the best thing they could do.
Mhm.
And is one thing as well that the leagues sometimes a football player like in US, if the team doesn't make the playoff, you finish in November something like that, and then you will come to play just in end of January, so you have like 3 months without playing.
Yeah.
So 3 months without playing, without doing anything, and I think for professional football, you cannot stay so long without doing anything. That's one of the reasons that for me it will be the best to the calendar to be like in Europe. You have at least 1 month or 3 weeks of recovery, and then you back to work. You understand?
Very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing your insight and your unique perspective. We could probably talk all day about this stuff and ask you a million questions, but you guys have to go to training now. Can you pronounce the name of your guys' team there in Cyprus before we go?
Apea Cortire. You play in the
All right.
second division in Cyprus. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Great.
beautiful. Thank you. And thank you so much to Munir, who we started the interview off. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us here on Morning Kickaround.